Alrighty, everyone. Phil here, and welcome back to DSP Reacts and DSP versus the Internet for June 4th, 2023. This is part 5 of 6. Thank you for watching. I hope that you're enjoying the show on demand. If you are watching on demand, if you're watching here live on stream, thanks for being a great audience. Just another quick reminder that you can be a part of this show next week. If you become a channel member, you will be the people who will nominate the videos that I watch. And the good thing is now we're changing it to be a shuffle playlist random select. So every single member has an equal chance to get their video watched on next week's show. We're mixing it up and doing it differently, all right? So thanks in advance to anyone who becomes a channel member. Now without further ado, let's continue on with the show.
Whew, okay, part 4 of my condo tour for 2013. Okay.
So this is a 10 years ago condo tour, if I remember correctly. If I think I remember correctly, this was we watched part 3 of this last week, and so this is a continuation of that, where I keep looking through the condo other stuff. Well, I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing, but let's watch a little bit more of it. You guys did seem to like to watch the condo tour from last week, the throwback from 10 years ago. Okay, so this is the next part. Let's watch a little bit of it, and then we'll move on.
Okay, in my back corner, as has been here since the beginning, my regular DVD collection, part of it anyway, okay? Lots of movies. I'll be honest, I haven't...
Oh, I'm being told, Derek says the last condo tour we watched was from 2011. This one's from 2013. So you're going to see other things in this one that weren't in the last one. Just for the clarification here, I don't have any of this stuff anymore. Like, literally, everything you're seeing in this video, this is from my old place a decade ago before I moved. And a lot of this stuff was either left behind or given away when I moved. So I don't have any DVDs or anything like this anymore. So
watched these movies in quite some time. In the corner there, you got my old tripod. You see it? It doesn't really work anymore.
Yeah, I always say I don't have an old
the legs
tripod.
are busted, so if you try to set it up, the legs just don't stay out. But I don't know why I held on to it. Below you see
shit! Did you see to the left it said Avenger Rifle? Let's see if it comes back into the perspective again. But to the left there it says Avenger Rifle. That is the incredibly expensive, all right? I believe when I bought it, I want to say it was $600 to $700 full-size Mass Effect 3 Avenger replica rifle. Makes sounds, lights up, looks just like a real weapon. And that's actually what I bought to be part of Project 7. Because we were going to have a big epic sci-fi RPG style episode. And we were going to have a whole shootout where we were going to have all these weapons. I had the handgun from Gears of War. We had the Lancer from Gears of War. We were going to use that. We were going to have all this different stuff that we were going to use in the show. And then it never happened. The show got canceled in 2012. So I got stuck with a lot of this stuff. And that's one of the things that I actually had, left over as a prop from the show that literally was never used. It's interesting that I just saw a box there.
Bags. A bunch of bags for different transport. The one on top there is for my current laptop, which
clutter
also,
everywhere.
if you can believe it,
Huge
is
clutter.
busted. I've used that one so much that the legs are busted. So my old laptop, my old laptop.
It's funny. Why do I have 100 broken tripods? Right? Why did I keep them all? Why didn't I throw them out? Right? Pretty dumb.
My old tripod, my newer tripod, they're both busted. Bags everywhere. What a hideous mess. We move on. The Hulk statue, which you've seen. And actually, from now on, I don't think we're going to need this light anymore, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm sure people... The light's up...
We already saw the Hulk statue. We already saw... I'm seeing if I'm going to get to like a game... We saw this last time. We saw those. We watched this already in the last video. We saw that figure. That's the Black Cat figure. Right? Okay, maybe we'll get to... Here, strategy guides. Let's do something different at least.
From recent games, Far Cry 3, Grand Theft Auto 4... which I just played.
So back in the day, I absolutely did buy strategy guides for almost every game. Like every game I bought, what I would do is I would go to GameStop on the release day, and I would pick up the game that I had pre-ordered, and I would buy the strategy guide for the game, the corresponding game. And this would actually help me to get through games more quickly. A lot of people didn't know that I would do that because I wouldn't tell you. So I would, I'd be playing a game, I'd be like, gee, I wonder how to beat a certain thing or what's coming up. Sometimes I would spoil myself. This is true. Before I was a live streamer, I did that all the time. That was part of my way that I made content. But no one knew that. And now, then when I basically became a live streamer, obviously I wasn't going to have strategy guides anymore, so I stopped doing that. But yeah, back in those early days, like 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, and even the early part of 2013, I bought strategy guides and used those when I was playing video games, and no one knew that. They always thought, oh, it's the cold turkey playthrough, but I actually was kind of spoiling myself on a lot of stuff in games. Why? Because I wanted to get through games fast. If you didn't notice back then, my methodology was buy a game at release, play through it within 2-3 days, done, move on to the next. That's what I was known for. Wow, Darkside Phil's the guy that gets through games very fast on the internet, right? So that's why. But today, obviously, I do things very differently. I take my time with games. I have interaction with my audience, very different, and I don't use guides anymore. So,
Retro Replay, Resident Evil 6, Dead or Alive 5, Borderlands 2, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. So you have an idea of how old some of these are. Below this is my backpack that I take on trips, okay?
I still
That's
have
what
this
I pack
backpack.
most of my stuff into.
Actually, I take that back. I have another one because if I remember correctly, either it broke or I lost it. I think I lost my original backpack. I'm trying to see if we're gonna get something more interesting here. We'll check this out. It's like Tekken or something. Yeah, we'll do this.
This is the Tekken 6 joystick.
Tekken 6.
Hold on. Now I actually need the flashlight for a second to show you this. You're not going to believe this. The Tekken 6 joystick that I won at 2 Minute Games 2011. That's right. Before we were guests. We were going to be guests, but we couldn't get there in time to do our panel. I won this by winning the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament in 2011.
Yes. I won a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament in 2011, and they gave me a Tekken 6 joystick as the reward. It's not even related. I mean, yeah, you could use it on the same console, but it's kind of weird, right? Kind of a weird reward. Tekken 6, man, that game's old.
It's on my floor sitting there collecting dust. I have nothing to do with it.
You can see how cluttered my place was, man.
I can't believe we're 5 minutes into this video. Okay. Up here we've got the artwork.
No, I don't still have that joystick. Like I said, I don't have any of this shit. I mean, some of the things you'll recognize, like that Mario picture right there I've put that in my setup before. I don't have any of this shit. This is all old stuff.
Always hung on my walls for several years now. Yeah.
I still have that
Leonardo
Ninja
doing the
Turtle
dive kick,
picture,
Mario
too.
stomping on a Goomba, Mario doing the jump
Oh, look
here.
at that. Look. So obviously, yes, this
Super Mario
8-bit art I've
Brothers
been using
1.
recently. You've seen behind me in my
Painting
setup,
of
I've been
Mario
using the
throwing
art.
fireballs
So I
at
have the
King
8-bit
Koopa.
style art.
He was called King Koopa
I don't have the
back then,
CM
not
Punk thing
Bowser.
anymore. That I got rid of
This
many
is a
years
recent
ago.
edition, I believe from April, I want to say. The commemorative plaque of CM Punk, who held the WWE Championship for 434 days until the WWE buried him. This is my sofa. The infamous belch.
Just look at the floor. Look, there's wires all over the fucking floor. You see that? I was just a clutter fiend. I really was. Like, I had clutter. The whole house was full of fucking clutter. Right? Yeesh.
Sofa that I sit on when I make my gameplay videos, okay? This is the coffee table that I sit in front of.
Yeah.
And now you're literally in my perspective as I'm sitting at my coffee table playing games.
The old Stein. That's the old Stein that was from oh god. What was the website that Stein was from? I can't even remember anymore. I've totally forgotten what the name. Oh, Cafe Press, was it? I think it was Cafe Press. I don't even know if Cafe Press still exists. But yeah, that's where I got that Stein. Has the Darkside Phil logo on it. Super old. The Triton headphones that broke within a year. The Portal, what do you call them? Coasters that I used to put drinks on the table. Just look at the clutter. A bunch of movies and shit on the side. A retro game controller. This is why I have my iPad, which I don't have anymore. That iPad broke years and years ago. But, yeah, the iPad I used to use for stuff. What a mess.
In front of you, usually I have these controllers out of the way. This is the mouse that I use to start and stop the direct capture.
Yes, because I used to have a PC, and the PC was hooked up to the TV in front of me, so I could do PC gaming through that PC, and it was just start and stop the camera. And then when I went direct capture, I had it set up so the mouse there, the wireless mouse, would actually do the direct capture start and stop from the desk. So I didn't have to, how am I going to get up and start and stop direct capture, right?
Of videos, okay. Over here we've got various movies that I'm watching. I just watched The Dark Knight Rises tonight, which is an excellent movie except for the character of Bane that's a piece of shit. The rest of the movie is outstanding. I don't know what they were thinking. That's my
my old mic.
What the fuck's it called?
Blue Yeti, I think it was called. The Snowball mic from Blue Yeti. I had this a million years ago, but it broke. I had 2 different mics from that brand, and both of them broke. they would like, I don't know, like they wouldn't stay like they would like break and then like flop over, and they wouldn't stay upright anymore. So I stopped buying that brand. I got this professional setup now, more professional mic. A lot of people just use mics like that.
I'm sorry,
today.
I cannot remember the name of this microphone right now. It's the blue.
Got little figurines. That's my old surround sound setup, my old cable box. There's nothing too interesting here. Anything moving forward? What's this?
I very gladly accept this.
My old iPhone from a decade ago, which still looks very similar to my current iPhone. In fact, they're probably the same. They're almost identical. Look, it's the same phone, same case too, the same OtterBox case. That's my Wii U pad, and then we got an IKEA book, an IKEA kitchen book, right? And a bunch of, I couldn't even tell you what all that shit is. It's junk. It's just a bunch of fucking junk sitting around. Why do I have it there? It's just complete clutter, right? Stupid. All right, I think at this point we're going to skip forward. It's cool to go down memory lane, but what a mess. Definitely, I look at this video, I'm like, Jesus, what a fucking messy situation I lived in back then.
Celebrity video games, you know the ones. This isn't like Cyberpunk 2077 where you've got Keanu Reeves playing a character. I'm talking like Journey, the arcade game, the 80s classic where you play as the band Journey trying to get your instruments back from wacky alien
I never
fans.
saw that before. I never saw Journey, the arcade game.
And live to rock another day.
Yeah, having actors, musicians, and other random celebrities make appearances in games is extremely common, but what's always interested me is the person as the draw, the endorsement,
right?
That this is
Michael
all
Jackson
about
Moonwalker
me
was
kind
a
of
perfect example
dealio.
of that.
Like when Mary-Kate and Ashley want you to do something, you're gonna do it. Especially if you're a claim and settling in court over unpaid royalties. Famous
I wanted to pause that, but I missed it. I guess they didn't pay them, huh?
celebrities have been attaching their names
Eminem.
to products since the beginning of time, but it was only in the 80s when we started to see it with video games.
Mike
The earliest
Tyson,
examples being
Punch-Out,
like
right.
Pele's
Right.
soccer. This happens a lot with athletes, and some of the times it's genuine, and most of the times it's not.
I guess Tony Hawk, but would Tony Hawk's Pro Skater really be considered because it was Tony Hawk or because it was a good game? Like, I actually think that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was just a good game, and that's why I actually got
Could
notoriety.
and
not 'cause
still
of the
can
name
always count on
associated
the
with it,
usual suspects doing their thing. Get your money.
So yo, it's Austin, and today we're going to be talking about a totally different type of licensed video game, the Celebrity Tie-In. We're going to be covering games and people from the 80s all the way to today, which of course means we're also going to be looking at celebrities, actors, musicians from the last 40 years. And so let's say if you were born after...
This doesn't have segments. I was going to say this has segments tagged we can fast forward to, but it doesn't seem to have that. Here's his plug. I'm glad I fast forward to his plugs. This is going to be Moonwalker, right?
Friend. Dr.
Oh,
J
no.
and Larry Bird went one-on-one on the Commodore 64.
Oh, shit.
Frank Bruno ripped off Punch-Out, and I have no idea who Sabrina Salerno is, but she had to beat him up. However,
She
no
had
one
to
really
beat
led
him
this
up?
charge quite like martial artists. The real question is, who was first? Well, if your answer's Chuck Norris, you'd be right. 1984's Chuck Norris Super Kicks is a game that does exactly what the name implies, just with a little less party and a little more endless waves of murder. Though they quickly lost the license to Chuck and had to resell this as Kung Fu Super Kicks.
But
Martial
he was still on the front. Did you see that? That was totally still him on the front of it.
artists were, especially in the 80s, all over the dang place, and several of them ended up getting their own games.
Did I ever play Shaq Fu? Back in the day, no. I avoided it because I didn't care about Shaquille O'Neal, and I didn't like playing bad fighting games back in the day. I stuck to the good ones. But then, since then, yes, I've owned it and played it, and it's terrible.
Unfortunately, Bruce Lee was one of those, getting his first video game in 1984 on all the old school PCs, 11 years after his untimely passing. It's simply called Bruce Lee, and it's one of the earliest examples of a beat-em-up, especially one with platforming.
Wow.
Didn't stop there either. We got Bruce Lee Lives in 89, Dragon the Bruce Lee Story in 93, Quest of the Dragon, Return of the Legend,
Well, Dragon
and
the Bruce Lee Story was a movie tie-in because they made a movie about him, correct? Yes, I think that was the movie tie-in game.
Iron Fist 3D. If I had to pick just one of these to actually play, it'd be Return of the Legend for the Game Boy Advance. It's a pretty solid 2D platforming beat-em-up made by Vicarious Visions, who did a good job cramming the Jeet Kune Do master into a tiny handheld. Just do yourself a favor and avoid Dragon the Bruce Lee Story.
Oh, really?
We all know Acclaim isn't, well, acclaimed, and this fighting game does not work. At least the Master System version has a killer walk cycle. I covered this ages ago, but Bruce Lee Quest for the Dragon for the Xbox.
Oh my my gosh, so many Bruce Lee
don't
games. I
do
never
it.
knew.
You had to work pretty hard to get bad reviews back in the day, and Quest of the Dragon's weird mix of beat 'em up fighting combined with one-on-one fights doesn't do anything right. If you want to play a fighter with zero impact that's constantly screaming your combos at you, be my guest. There's only one other martial artist to ever come close to Bruce with the sheer amount of video games they had, and of course, it's none other than everyone's favorite Chun-Li, Jackie Chan. Jackie had a ton of these.
Really?
On
I
top
never
of all
even
the
seen a Jackie Chan video game.
regional releasing, slapping his likeness on covers and movie tie-ins like Police Story, there was something like Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu.
Oh, you know what? I
Hudson
did hear about
published-
Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. I saw pictures of this in like Nintendo Power back in the day. I never played it because I never saw it anywhere in the States. I wonder if it actually was in the States. I don't know. I never played it though. I would have liked to
action
play it.
platformer where you control a very cartoony Jackie
Yeah, look.
trotting along, beating
Oh,
up
that's
everyone
cool.
without prejudice in order to get his girl back. I'm not sure about this cover though. Don't forget Spartan X2, a game-only sequel to Wheels on Meals. I'm sure you know
What?
exactly what
Wheels
I'm talking
on Meals
about.
game-only
Ever played
sequel?
Jackie Chan the Kung Fu Master in arcade? The 90s digitized fighter where Jackie Chan himself is a
What the
hidden
hell? Look at this.
character.
There's blood.
Yeah. There's also the technically doesn't count Jackie Chan Adventures video games.
Ah, okay.
Dang. This is 20 years old now, huh? But I think the most absurd and probably famous of the bunch is Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster for the PlayStation 1.
Really?
A game that's gotten just about every review score under the sun. Developed by Radical Entertainment. Yes, the people who made Prototype and Simpsons Hit and Run.
Huh.
Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster is a game that looks, frankly, hilarious, featuring cinematics that were motion captured by none other than the world-renowned stuntman
did it
himself.
himself?
This is, as you'd expect, a beat-em-up.
Huh.
One that some people love and some people completely hate. The story here is that you're chasing after your grandfather, who clearly got mixed up with the wrong people doing some awful things, and you're trying to save him. By, of course, running into rooms filled with random people minding their own business and beating the ever-loving Christ out of them. Or, you know, missing jumps. Overall, it's like, fine. I don't think anyone out there is pining for a remaster of Stunt Master, but it's got some interesting gameplay and movement segments to keep things moving along.
All right, let me ask the audience here. Of the hundreds of people who are here live with me, can anyone think of a game, a celebrity tie-in game, okay, that was actually really good and you have like nostalgic feelings towards? Because I'm trying to think in my mind of any like celebrity tie-in games or anything that I played and I like loved and like, wow, what a cherished game from my childhood or anything like that. I'm really struggling in my head to think of anything that I could be like, oh, it was so good. All right, see, that's a good one. Ryan says Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I will agree with you on that. I didn't play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater back in the day, but when I played that remastered collection that came out a couple years ago, that was really good. And now I totally understand. That was addictive and fun, and I totally get why people like those games from back in the day. That one I will agree with. Oh yeah, I'm being told Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Thing is, I played regular Punch-Out, and regular Punch-Out's really good. So if it was Mike Tyson at the end instead of, who's the guy at the end of regular Punch-Out? Mr. Dream? I guess it's probably Mike Tyson instead of Mr. Dream. I guess, but at the same time, is that game really Mike Tyson's game when he was removed from it, right? I don't know. Brutal Legend, Retro Parasite says, oh yeah, you really like that one, huh? I played it, I wasn't in love with it. I thought it was alright, and you know, it was nice having Jack Black in it, but I wasn't like, wow, it's an amazing game or anything. Moonwalker, you guys like Moonwalker? I never played Moonwalker, but I don't know if it's any good. I never played. I've seen it. I've never played it though. It's cool that it had like a Michael Jackson soundtrack on like a 16-bit console. Huh. Okay, guys, that was good. Let's continue. I think we watched enough of that. Let's continue on to the next video. Let's see what we got.
Anybody in need of 40 black pens? How about a bundle of 21 heavy-duty sponges? And what household would be complete without a large
it's this guy
jar
again.
filled with
This is the guy who reviewed the pizza a few weeks ago, right? 2-3 weeks ago, he reviewed a bunch of pizzas. His name is Brutal Moose. Okay, Costco Foods.
3.5 pounds of chocolate-covered raisins. These are just some of the offerings available to you.
I'm being told that Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster is really rare now, worth a lot of money. I should try Moonwalker on an emulator. You think it's good? Let's actually get to the food rather than watching him shop. Is he actually going to make the food? Yeah, here we go.
I also employed
Eric,
a
I'll see
couple
you
of
later.
other innovative hot
Oh
dog
my god, look at the
techniques.
size of those hot dogs. They're humongous.
This here is the trademark hot dog towel off, an essential step in hot dog preparation as it helps keep the bun nice and dry instead of getting it soggy with wiener sweat. You'll also notice me performing the wiener vacation, in which I remove the hot dog from the bun between bites, once again intending to preserve the dryness of the bread. I just can't have wet bread, okay? Can't have it. Big surprise, but I actually think that the hot dogs are worth the hype. Normally, fancy hot dogs aren't my thing, but these are an exception.
So I'm assuming the hot dog they sell in Costco is the same one you could buy in their food court. And just recently, maybe a month or two ago, my wife and I had a Costco hot dog for the very first time. It was ridiculously good. It was super flavorful. It was juicy. It was like a great value because I think it's $2 to get the hot dog with a soda in the food court. It was really, really, really good. So I don't know what they do special about their hot dogs, but I agree. It was really good. I didn't know it was that long. That thing's huge. That's a ginormously long hot dog.
Juicy wieners, just how I like them. I also quite enjoy the oversized sandwich buns that pair with these hot dogs, although they are extremely bready. Not too bready for my taste, because I'm a real breadhead, but other less bready individuals might find themselves picking the bun apart a little.
Chicken bakes.
The chicken bake.
I've seen these. You know, my wife and I shop at Costco, so we've seen various kinds of food there, but we rarely try them. Chicken bakes. This just looks like an elaborate Hot Pocket to me, doesn't it?
Sounded weird, so I had to get it. I didn't even look at what it was exactly before I got it. I was just so repulsed by the name chicken bake that it was purchased on site. The box claims that they're stuffed with chicken breast strips, 3 cheeses, smoky bacon, Caesar dressing, and green onions, which, despite my initial fears, actually sounds kind of good.
Actually, they look kind of good.
Because he spelled it wrong. Smokey should have had an E in it. Chicken bakes. That's funny they spelled bacon. Smoky bacon. Ugh, I have to massage the plate with oil. Yeah, extra virgin olive oil. So it's not like a microwave thing. You actually have to bake it.
I've actually already almost finished off the entire box of chicken bakes at this point, just because they're so tasty and convenient to make.
Wow. So he loves them.
That is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a pizza pocket.
Exactly
I know it
right.
doesn't have gravy.
Huh.
It kind of reminds me of a chicken pot pie.
Ah.
The chicken in particular is really tender tasty. I'm not sure that I'll be buying another box of these once I'm done, for they do contain a large number of chicken bakes, but for now,
6.
I'm just kind of enjoying the ride.
Next thing, next thing, next thing.
So it's like a chicken pot pie as opposed to like a Hot Pocket. Okay. What's the next thing?
It's the Kirkland Signature Pepperoni Pizza, sold in packages of 4.
4
It's
pizzas. Let's just see what it looks like after he makes it. Oh, it looks bad.
Pepperonis are rockin', the sauce isn't too soupy, and it features a thin, crispy crust. But man, it's just so far and away from an actual pizza that it's practically a different food.
It doesn't look like pizza at all. It's like a cracker with toppings. I don't like that at all. Nah. You know me, I'm a traditionalist when it comes to pizza. I need it to be like almost East Coast pizza. That does not look good at all. That looks crappy to me. Ugh.
I enjoyed it though. Like I said, it is above average. If you like a frozen pizza and you like them in bulk.
Yeah, thin crust, crispy crust pizza. What the hell is this? What the hell?
Different day, different pants, different black shirt. I had to film these 2 segments separately because I filled up on all of the frozen stuff the first day. I actually ate over half of that frozen pizza that I just got finished saying that I didn't like.
He ate half of it.
The last 2 things I got for this video are the Ling Ling chicken and veggie pot stickers and the orange chicken, which was made by
Crazy Cuisine.
Quasi Kitchen or something like that.
I've seen both of those at Costco.
Quasi Kitchen.
Okay, well, they're gonna know that I already had some of these.
This was not the first time I tried the pot stickers. The first time I tried them, I actually didn't really care for them, which is a shame because I bought a huge 4-pound bag. But I needed to get
Hence
hot
the problem with Costco. Everything there is huge, so if you don't like it, you're screwed.
sticker cooking footage, so I said, you know what? I'll strap on my bandana of open-mindedness and I'll give them another shot.
So you fry them up. What was that? Oh, hot water? You put some, oh no, I put water from like a kettle or something in there. You steam them. Oh, you actually fry and
I'm
steam
not sure
at
if
the same
the
time?
bandana was gripping my head too tightly or what, but the second time around, I really loved these pot stickers.
What?
It's almost like a little meatball.
It feels like the perfect high-quality snack or appetizer that requires a very minimal amount of effort. I'm not sure that I need 4 pounds of them, but since they aren't Costco brand, I'm assuming that you can buy these in other stores too, most likely in a more reasonably sized package.
Hello, kitty.
What are you doing in here? Where do you think you're going?
It's following the cat. The cat's like, don't touch me.
As for the orange chicken, you know, it sure was orange, and it sure was chicken. A lot of chicken. Copious meats. The box comes with 2 separate servings, so you only
I
have
was
to
just gonna
make
say, I
half of
think
it at one
if you
time.
buy the breaded chicken at a place like Costco, it's not really flavored. It's just plain breaded chicken. But then they give you a sauce, and you're expected to like mix the sauce in with it, which is kind of like, nah. I get it. They don't want it to be like yucky because it's pre-made in sauce. It'd be too soggy. So that way it retains the crispiness. But at the same time, none of that flavor from the sauce is gonna absorb into the food. It's just like you might as well take the plain one, just dip it in the sauce. You're gonna get the same effect.
But even then, it's a lot of food. Probably enough food to feed 4 or 5 people, maybe even more if you were to add some rice and veggies into the mix. But it's also really tasty. The chicken was higher quality than I expected. I'm not sure I can say that it's better than Trader Joe's orange chicken. I mean, Trader Joe is skimpy with his serving size,
Trader
but
Joe.
I really love that chicken. This Quasi Quitchin chicken is a pretty solid second choice, though. You know, this could end up being my most positive Brutal Foods yet. 100% I'm gonna be eating all of
Yeah,
these
you
again.
like the
I've
foods.
already almost finished off the chicken bakes, and I'm eager for another chick and pot stick night. It's the frozen pizza, man. The frozen pizza is the only one where I'm just not sure when I'm gonna eat it. And again,
Watching this one, I would say, would I do any of this? The pizza, absolutely no. I don't like that style of thin crust pizza. The pot stickers, probably a pain to make. You have to have a pan you can cover it to steam them, so probably not. The chicken bake, if it tastes like chicken pot pie, maybe it's good, so that's a maybe, but probably not. And the orange chicken, no. Like I said, even though the orange chicken probably tastes good, again, it's not... that kind of orange chicken, you're not getting orange flavor in it. All you're doing is you're dipping it in a sauce. It's like getting chicken nuggets. So, honestly, I probably wouldn't try any of these things from Costco. Interesting video. I'm glad he reviewed them in a comedic way. I like his reviews. His editing is actually quite comedic, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So, all right, guys. We've almost hit the end. We have one video left for DSP versus the internet for this month. Or this week, excuse me. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you're enjoying the show. And another quick reminder, if you would like to be a part of this fun and nominate videos for next week's show, become a channel member. For the first time ever, starting next week, everyone will have an equal opportunity to get their video watched as I do a random select shuffle playlist. So it doesn't matter when you actually nominate the videos. You could become a member today. You could become a member in 4 days. You could become a member the night before the show and nominate stuff, and you still have the same chance of being watched, which is pretty cool, right? So thanks to the current members, and thank you to anyone who would consider supporting this channel in the future for next week's show. Let's end the part, and I've got one more to go. Thanks a lot.